All right, what is happening? We are alive right now, all over the place, and I'm just gonna do a quick little mini training. I'm gonna roll this tape here. All right, so right now I'm just gonna go through a quick little 5 habits that have absolutely been a game changer. And if you are not already implementing these habits, I invite you to try them on, try them out for a little spin. And if you are, that's awesome. And if you're doing different habits, you're doing more, or there are other habits, go ahead and comment them below. Um, if you're watching this, and let's see, if you're on here live, go ahead and just drop me a comment. What's going on, Brent? We got Brent on here. Go ahead, just drop a comment, hashtag live right below. And here we go. Let's dig into it. Updates discontinued. Okay, I think we're good. All right. And I hope everyone can see my screen. Hopefully. I guess I'm live. Somebody said hey already, so I guess that means that I'm good to go. Cool. All right, so why we're creating these habits is because basically they are your personal systems for success. That's what habits are. It's basically if you were driving a car and every time that you had to start the car, it's you had to start a different way. Like, would that really work? Like, if you had to every time you had to start the car, you actually got in through the right hand door, or if you're in a country where there's the right hand steering wheel, you get in through the opposite side, and then you get into the car, and then the next time you go in through the back seat, and then one time you need to open up the trunk and then close the trunk and then get back in, and then another every single time it's different. It would be really annoying to like go for a drive, right? It would get in the way of you actually driving the car. So the same thing is true for your life and for your habits. So that's why I'm inviting you to create these habits so that you can start the car the same way every time. A lot of the things that I'm going to talk about right now, some of them have to do with the morning, but it's just the things that you do every single day that are going to actually help you get to success. And that's what I've had for myself. It's like the things that I do every single day, the same way, same time, same channel. That's what works. Consistency, right? So let me see in here. Okay, cool. So you want to create systems so that you can function at a high level in anything that you do. And if you have questions or thoughts, go ahead and drop them below. Okay, so something I want to talk to you about, this is something that one of my mentors, Brad, taught me. And it's that you're only one promise away from having anything that you want in your life, but it's a promise that you make to yourself. So when you're first starting out with these habits, it might be challenging. It might be challenging to do them every single day, get really consistent with them. But if you promise to yourself, and you make a really bold promise that you're going to achieve a goal, you're going to hit a vision, you're going to hit a target, and you just stay fully committed to that, then there's absolutely no way that you could fail, right? And so these habits are possibly going to be structured in a way that helps you to reach your goal, whatever that is. I want to make sure. Okay, cool. I think we're still live. So number one is making Well, actually, you know what? Yes. Are you committed? If you're watching this, I want you to commit right now to yourself, committed to implementing habits, positive habits in your life that are going to transform everything because habits are the way to make a transformation. Are you committed to it? If you're committed to it, drop me a comment below, hashtag committed. If you're not committed, that's okay. I'll get over it, but just my advice. All right. So number one, it's making the bed. Okay. And when I say this, it goes beyond just making the bed, but making the bed is like such a vital habit because every time that you wake up and you leave the bed a mess, it's like one more piece in your brain that is out of order, right? And so if your apartment's really messy, if your house is really messy, if your car is really messy, first thing you want to do before you start trying to make a habit is you want to clean all that up or slowly make a habit to clean every single day, right? So making the bed is just one habit to keep things in order because when your environment has cleanliness and clarity, you can avoid the chaos and you can focus your energy into other things. But if you're always like there's something in the back of your mind like my bed's not made, I gotta vacuum, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta clean, then you can't focus on the really important things like making more sales, making more connections, and blowing up your business or crushing your sales gig because you have other stuff that's in your brain, right? So, because self-esteem comes from doing esteem things, right? So if you do the things that you know that you should do, it'll give you that boost of confidence. It'll give you that energy that you want to continue on, to do your best, right? And especially for making the bed, if you win the morning, you definitely do win the day because you start out with a win. You're like, I said I was going to make the bed. I made the bed. So that's honoring your word. You made a promise to yourself. You followed through. I know it seems simple, but literally just over the past, I'd say like almost a year now of making my bed every day with the occasional, I slip up occasionally. I'm not perfect, but habitually making the bed every single day, it has been a game changer. Because then at the end of the day, when I go back, I lie down in my bed, it just looks nice. It feels good. And that makes me feel good. And I want you all to feel fantastic. What's going on, Cedric? Got Cedric on here. Brent is committed. I love it. Okay, so number two, and I might be super delayed from the comments. I'm not sure. But number two is meditation. And I know it might sound woo-woo. It might not sound woo-woo. To me, for a long time, I don't know if it really did, but it was like, yeah, I know meditation's important, but like, okay. But once I actually started committing to it and actually doing it on a daily basis using a daily practice, I'm going to explain, like, I'm going to break down how to meditate on here very simply, very like logic brain side. But why meditation is so important, it's such a vital habit, is because meditation is one of the few tasks, one of the few things, few activities that you can do where your sole focus is like release and focus. So you're practicing focus and relaxation at the same time. And if you can take that relaxed focus and relaxed flow into your work, into your productivity, then you have this space to really a very spacious, creative space to execute on your tasks, to have powerful conversations, to help people to transform. If you're a sales professional, to go out there and literally be open, be a clearing for other people so that you can help them to make the best decision or best choice for themselves, right? And when you are meditating every day and when you have that grounded clarity that you gain from meditation, you're able to take that and apply it into the rest of your life. And that's the power of meditation, right? Being able to sit still, being able to release your thoughts, being able to let everything else from the universe disappear. So it's just you as the universe, becoming one with the universe, however you want to put it. It will help you focus in your life, in your daily activities, in your sales, in your coaching, right? And so like you get to tap into your power because meditation brings you into pure clarity, right? You're clear, because that's the whole idea, is that if a thought comes into your mind, you just say, cool, nice thought, and then you let it slip away, right? That's the idea. It's not to have no one is going to have a totally clear mind ever, right? Because constantly we're receiving things. We're receiving stimulus from the outside world. We're receiving, spiritually, you're receiving something at all moments. You're receiving thoughts from other people all over the world, electrical signals. There's so many things that are coming into our universe, right? Us as a human being coming into us. But meditation allows you to take those in, but just accept them as exactly as they are in that moment and just focus on releasing it, allowing it to move past you, focusing on your breath, right? So I want to talk about the 5 stillnesses here. I learned these from a guy, Kai Bodrin. I can't pronounce his last name. I'm sorry, but I'll link to him down below. He's amazing. And I learned this on a coaching call with him, and for a long time, I did not know how I was supposed to meditate. Like, how are you supposed to sit? What are you supposed to do? Like, what is it? And so this is for a stillness meditation. And these are 5 keys that you want to 5 stillnesses that you want to take advantage of. Is number 1, you want to either be sitting like lotus, like cross-legged on the floor, or you want to be sitting in a chair. But either way, you want to have your spine straight. You want to have your eyes closed. You want to have your feet locked, whether that's cross-legged or on the ground. You want to have them just grounded and still. Your hands, you want to have them in mudra. Or you can have a mudra, so that's like this kind of view right here, right? Or you could have left over right, and then against your stomach, okay? And you just want to keep those there, and then you want to have your tongue to the roof of your mouth, okay? So those are the 5 stillnesses. So during your meditation, whether you want to do 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever it is, you want to just stay still, right? And then your breath as well, you want it to be a slow, steady stream in and a slow, steady stream out, right? So through your nose, because your tongue is to the top of your mouth, and you just want to breathe in nice and slowly. Right, so a little stream out your nostrils, right? Very slowly out, nice and slow, and then immediately nice inhale. And you want to avoid holding at the top or the bottom for this type of meditation. Yes, love it. I got Karishma here. Must list, she says. I love that. Must list for sure. Thanks for being here. And then Cedric says thanks. Appreciate it. So just to recap, number 1 is making your bed in the morning, making sure your environment is clean. Something you could add on to this little bonus action is have your clothes laid out for the following morning before you go to bed. So you don't need to even decide what you want to wear because it's already taken care of, right? Number two is meditation. And the practice that I have is that I meditate once a day for just 5 minutes a day. And you could do more. And something that I've been working to add into my habit is to do 2 and 3 times a day for just 5 minutes. But just start with 5 minutes. Start with 1 minute. Just stillness meditation. Just start with 1 minute. Anyone can do a minute. I believe in you. Okay. So number 3 is journaling. Okay. If you're not journaling, I highly recommend it because journaling is an ultimate tool for you to have reflection on yourself. Okay. It can be very challenging to see yourself, right? You can look in a mirror, but in order to truly understand your feelings, understand yourself, understand your journey, sometimes it can be challenging. And so journaling allows you to let your mind express itself through words and language. And so I like to use, and again, I'm going to give you a framework that I like to use in my journaling because it's just helpful to have like a framework that you can fill into instead of just like journal, go, do it, yes. So I'm going to give you a framework. So the framework that I have is positive, which is actually meant to be positive, delta, and then action, right? And so every morning, immediately after I meditate, I journal for another 5 minutes. Sometimes it goes a little bit longer, but I do it in 3 categories. First, I do something positive from the day before and that morning, right? I write out something that I'd like to change for this day or something that I would like to change from yesterday. And then the action I'm going to take. So delta means change. It's like a scientific term, means change, means like the difference between two things, the delta. So something that I'd like to change or something that happened in the past that I would like to alter, change. And then I write out the actual actions that I'm going to take to change that thing, to change that action, to change that whatever happened in the past, right? And then I like to add on gratitude, just like writing out just something that I'm grateful for. I usually write 1 or 2 things in there, but I'll get a little bit more to gratitude in a second. And then also, if you haven't heard of Spencer Burnett, he has something called identity imprinting, where you could also call this it's a way to do affirmations, but I think it's a little bit more powerful. What you do is at the beginning and the end of the day, you write out, your affirmation about it. You write out your affirmation, then you rate yourself, how you're feeling, how identified you feel, how much you believe that feeling or that affirmation between 1 and 10. And then you write out what you can do that day to increase that belief, right? To raise that up. And at the end of the day, you write out those same affirmations, and then you scale yourself 0 to 10. And then you write down all the things that happened in that day that prove, that's evidence that you actually are what you wrote down. You are your affirmation, right? You are that identity that you're imprinting. So that's something else that I do. And I'll link to that training down below. That I'll link to his group down below because he's awesome too. Number 4, okay, gratitude and giving gratitude. Like I said, I include gratitude in my journaling, but also something that I like to do every day, and you should make it a habit, is sending gratitude, giving gratitude to other people, right? And it can be so simple. It could be the same person every single day. Like if you have a spouse or a loved one, a family, like something that I love to do is send out voice messages to people that I know. And it started with just my family and my friends, and then it kind of expanded to lots of people. But I love sending voice messages, or you can give them a call, or you can send them a text message or email, however you want to do it. But sending out a message of, hey, I was thinking about you, and I just want to let you know that I really appreciate you, and that you matter, and like I love you and you're amazing. Let's reconnect soon. Right? Something just, it doesn't need to be complicated. It doesn't need to be floral or anything like that. It can just be like, hey, I saw, or like if you have a coworker or something like that, hey, I saw this post that you made 2 days ago, or I saw that you finished that project from 2 days ago. Like, thank you for getting that done and doing a really great job. That was amazing. Right? Because what this is going to do is it's going to help you to increase your connections, right? It's going to build your relationships, and it's going to build your network. Yes, love. That's it. Exactly. Like sending out that love, sending out that gratitude to people, it just makes people feel good, and it makes me feel good. And so I've tried to do it habitually, and it's definitely been a game changer. And because I do this, regularly, it's not always to the same people, but because I do it regularly, and occasionally I'll send a message to the same person, it has definitely not only like allowed me to grow my friendships, but it's also allowed me to grow my business relationships. And I've been able to actually, I've been able to get business because of these like short, simple messages that I send to people that are from a good place of like true gratitude, that I really appreciate people, but also like they think of me when they're like, I need someone for this thing. Who do I know? They think of me because you stand out when you really send these carefully and send them with care is so send out voice messages to your family, to your friends, to new people, and just let them know that they're important, that they matter, that they have a difference in this world that they can bring. And it really super duper impactful. So that's number 4, gratitude, and giving gratitude to other people through simple voice messages. All right. And then number 5 is time blocks and day structure. Okay. This one, I'll be honest with you guys, guys and gals and days, I have been working on this, and the weeks when I crush this habit are amazing. And the weeks where like I don't fully commit to the habit are less amazing. Right. And so basically all it is taking 15 minutes at the beginning of your day and the beginning of your week, and just structuring out what needs to get done when, and then following through on your commitment to yourself. So for today, like I have this commitment right now, 5:00, that I'm going to be on this. I've committed with myself that I'm going to do this live. And just, I already knew it at the beginning of the day. I knew that I would do something at this time, right? And every single day, what's super duper effective is that you know what you're going to do before you do it. When you plan your work, and then you work your plan. And doing this habitually has been a game changer. When I 100% commit to it, I'm still building this habit. So I've fallen off a few times for a day or two here or there. But overall, super duper consistent on it. And it allows me to really actively just take control of my life, right? So if you are feeling like overwhelmed with all the things that you need to do, and maybe you sit down at your computer and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm over here, I'm over there, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Take 15 minutes, plan out the one task that you're going to do for an hour and a half, for an hour, and just only do that thing. Turn off your phone, close any tabs that you don't need. If you have an email application. I don't turn off your notifications. Like, get into focus mode through creating time blocks, right? And so a time block should be like 60 minutes to 90 minutes of one singular task. Okay. This is really for bigger projects, anything that you want to actually move the needle on. Schedule it into your calendar and only do that one thing during that one time. And when the time is over, take a break and move on to the next thing. Okay, really respect your time. And also, adding on to this, if you're eating lunch and meals and taking showers and exercising at different times every day, stop doing that. Or I invite you to look at it from a different perspective, that if you don't know when you're going to eat, then it's another thing, it's another mental block that's taken away from your full focus into whatever it is that you are doing. Okay, so know when you're going to eat and for how long, and it'll transform your life. Time blocking. Okay, it's really amazing. So those are the 5 habits. These are a couple of resources that I invite you to check out. Alex Becker's Nightmare Mode Dopamine Detox video. Okay, if you are addicted to social media, Netflix, YouTube, porn, anything that you have going on that's like getting in the way of your productivity, definitely check out that video. I'll link all this stuff in the comments below. Atomic Habits, great book by James Clear. Limitless, new book by Jim Quick. He's a brain scientist. High Performance Habits, Brendon Burchard. Miracle Morning for Entrepreneurs. These are all really fantastic books about crafting your day and optimizing your life for success, optimizing your life for winning, right? And then also highly recommend the High Performance Planner. It's also Brendon Burchard's, but it has really nice journal pages, has some morning thoughts, and it has a schedule that you can write out so you can do your time blocking, and it has some evening reflection that you can do in there as well. Toggle time tracking. Okay, if you're not tracking your time, definitely highly recommend doing that as well. Okay, so it's super easy to use. You can get Toggle, it's free, and basically you hit a button and then you focus on whatever task you're working on. And this way you can really see how you're spending your day, if you're really fully doing the tasks that you know you need to be doing, or if you somehow are working on other things that are not the important things. Check out YouTube. They have tons of meditation playlists if you want that. And then also for affirmations and things like that, $1 Million Mind audio program. I'll try and find the link and put it below as well. I might make a separate post with all these resources in it. But if you got some value out of this, go ahead and put hashtag quantum habits down below if you're on here. And I hope that this has been super helpful. If anyone's on here live, feel free to drop a question. And if you're not, that's totally fine too. Drop a question anyway, because I'll answer it later on. All right, so I hope that you all got a ton of value on here. Thanks, Cedric. Thanks for hanging out right here. Hope this was valuable. And yeah, I'll see you all on the flip side. Let's see here.